everyone, Barbara here. Today we are comparing Homebase and 7shifts, which are two employee management systems. And in particular, we're exploring how they work in the restaurant industry. So, hourly employees, boy, they're a challenge no matter what industry you're in, but especially in restaurants because shifts change, roles overlap, and a lot of seasonal turnover. So, it really becomes hard to make things organized. So, today we're going to talk about two of the platforms, Homebase and 7shifts, that help streamline scheduling, time tracking, and team communications so that restaurant managers can stay organized and employees know what to expect. We're going to start with Homebase. Homebase is one of my tools that I really like using. I've used it quite often. It's a very straightforward, user-friendly employee management app. It was created with small businesses and hourly workers in mind. Now, it can be used for all industries, not specific to restaurants. Today, we're kind of looking more at the restaurant side because that's a very busy and ever-changing workforce. So this platform brings together a wide variety of tools, including things that help you simplify your operations, scheduling, time tracking, payroll, team communications. It's a great HR all-around tool. You can also use it to build your rosters, approve your time off, and stay compliant with labor requirements. But today we're going to focus on scheduling because that's the piece. It does do employee onboarding and it helps with your staff management, but scheduling is an important piece. So if you see here, I have folks that are scheduled for various different shifts that go in for the restaurants. It's easy for us to add new shifts in. We could put this person in for a Sunday shift, and let's say they're going to be doing a new role, and we might add them into the afternoon shift. Very easy to be able to add people in. Also very easy to be able to see how it is. Or where your schedule is. The other thing too is that when you're adding all of your shifts in, you really want to be able to have all of it into the same place. And this makes it very, very good to be able to have it all in the same place and approve all of your time off and everything all in an easy thing to be able to see. So that's an advantage of 7shifts. I'm sorry, that's an advantage of Homebase. Let's go to 7shifts though, just to see what the difference might be. So 7shifts is specific to restaurants. It's where they have focused specifically on companies that have hourly employees that need folks to be able to run on an hour by basis. So the nice thing about staff scheduling with 7shifts is you can set your labor targets based on your projected sales, which keeps your schedules within budget. They also have auto scheduling, which makes it really nice. So it doesn't matter depending on season or how busy you are, you can be able to predict your guest flow. The other advantage with 7shifts is shift swapping. And as we know, employees swap their shifts a lot, especially if you have more seasonal workers or students or things along those lines, they have to switch. So they can offer up shifts, trade with each other, request open shifts quite easily. That's really nice. And it just requires a management approval. Time tracking, which is something that people really don't like doing, is quite easy within 7shifts. So that's something else that they've made quite easy, as well as asking for time off and availability, all of those. It's really focused on restaurant and the restaurant business. Tip management is another advantage with 7shifts. Tip management, which can be a complete nightmare to be able to track, is also very streamlined. They have tip pooling. Tips can be synced automatically to your point of sale system, saving time on both your calculations and your payouts. So all of these are really great advantages of 7shifts. The disadvantage of 7shifts is it does require a separate app, which it could be a little bit inconvenient. And it also doesn't have automatic reminders for things like employees taking breaks from their shifts. As we all know, they get heads down, they forget to take a shift. So that's the couple of disadvantages. So between the two, 7shifts and Homebase, Homebase is designed for a wide variety of businesses, businesses that have hourly employees, versus 7shifts is designed specifically for the restaurant industry. So that's one thing to pay attention to as you're making a choice between the two. The other thing is Homebase does offer more robust onboarding. So if you want a tool that has a lot of onboarding and more of the compliance features, that's something that Homebase has versus 7shifts focuses more on scheduling, time tracking, and the actual operations of a restaurant. So if you're looking at the two of those, that's something to pay attention to. Also, scheduling. Homebase has some really straightforward scheduling tool, but 7shifts, if you are once again in the restaurant industry, it has very restaurant specific features such as labor forecasting, auto scheduling, and like I mentioned earlier, tip pooling, which you're not going to have that availability in Homebase. The other thing is flipping back to Homebase again, is it also streamlines Homebase, streamlines onboarding and paperwork for your new hires, whereas 7shifts doesn't have that same capability. They focus more on that piece I mentioned earlier about being able to swap shifts, to be able to see people's availabilities, staff availabilities, as well as the all-important point of sale integrated tip management. You don't see those on Homebase. You will find them on 7shifts. And lastly, Homebase has more of a human resource offering in it, where they have an actual HR center, where they have payroll add-ons across different industries, not just restaurant. So that if it's something you're looking for to see more of the HR side of things, you're going to find that more on Homebase versus 7shifts is specific to features around restaurant staffing. So you're not going to see as much with the HR piece on 7shifts. So I hope that was helpful. Like I mentioned, we talked about the differences between Homebase and 7shifts, and I hope that helps. Thanks.